Hello, friends. Welcome to Aslan Speaks, episode 22 Mind, Body, and Spirit. So, I'm here today to talk about the mind, body, and spirit and to find balance in our lives. We are so, as a humanity, a lot of us are out of balance or we're out of tune with ourselves, just like a car engine. In order for that car to run properly, everything has to work simultaneously as one to make it work perfect. And we as human beings have a mind, we have a body, and we have a spirit. And sometimes those aspects of ourselves are clashing with another, and we are what seems like our car's not running. We're not going, we're in life because we're out of tune. And my goal is to share with you how to become in tune and help you just have a better life. So the mind, body, and spirit are three aspects of a human being. The reason I want to bring this up is because these three aspects are within you. In order to attain enlightenment or to tap into your higher self, a person must learn these three aspects of themselves and how they correlate within you. How do you interact with it, with your mind, body, and spirit? There's people that are very intellectual and they use their mind a lot, like 90% of the time, but then their body falls to the wayside. Or there's some people that are very spiritual, and they pray to God and they go to church every day, but they don't work on their mind. So they may be very spiritual, but intellectually, they don't know how to solve common problems or mathematical problems. Or there's some that are very into their body and their looks, and all they do is they, make sure that they look good, and they go to the gym and work out their body and they look like a model. But when it comes to their brains, and when you try to have an intellectual conversation with them, there's no intellectual smarts there. So it's all about finding balance, my friends, to work out all those muscles and all aspects of yourself in order to become your best version, right? I'm all for helping you or helping other people become the best versions of themselves. If you learn to work on these three aspects of yourself, it could bring you into a state of harmony. Yes, instead of feeling out of tune with yourself, you can feel in tune with yourself. It can lead you to a happier life. It can lead you to manifest your dreams and desires quicker. But overall, you'll just have a more fulfilled life. Let me ask you, do you want a more fulfilled life? Are you content with your life? Are your dreams and desires being fulfilled? Or does it seem you have to struggle all the time in your life? And that maybe you acquire something or you fulfill a dream, but then yet, it's almost like you take 2 steps forward in life and then 10 steps back. It's all on how you perceive the world and how you incorporate your essence into this world. So basically, how to say this, are you in harmony within yourself? Today in modern society, most humans are out of balance. Yep, that's right. Are you out of balance? Or they're out of harmony within themselves. Because they're in a state of disbalance, they seek things that will distract them from their feelings of disharmony. So do you seek out things that distract you from that feeling inside that seems like that feeling that something's off in your life, and you go to numb yourself by distracting you by either you're binge watching TV or doing some type of activity that doesn't necessarily make you happy, but it just blocks that feeling from within yourself? Intuitively, when someone is out of balance within themselves, they know something's off. They're more depressed, or they're stuck in a negative state of beingness. They're filled with worries. They're filled with doubts. They do things that self-sabotage. Do you do things that self-sabotage you? Are you depressed? Are you sad? Ask yourself, what state are you in most of the time? Are you 90% or 99% in a happy state of mind? Or are you 99% sad? When you master the mind and body and spirit, you're 99% happy most of the time. And that's what I've learned in my path of awakening and becoming my higher self, is that majority of the time, 90%, 99% of the time, I'm in a happy state of mind and a happy feeling emotionally, physically, and spiritually. But that took years to get to that point. It took years to learn to master all aspects of the three aspects of myself. So where are you at? Are you like 50-50? Whereas, most of your life, most of the week or most of the month, you're always happy, but then you get in your rut of sadness, depression, anxiety. It's all on you and what you work on or what you choose to think and believe. So in our modern society, a lot of us are in disharmony. We're in a state of unalignment within ourselves. So when we're in a state of unalignment, we turn to find some type of crutch in life to hold us up or prop us up, because we don't want to deal with that garbage or that baggage within us. So we seem to distract us because we're out of alignment. And one of the things that most people in our society turn to is alcohol and drugs. And that's like a coping mechanism to either we're bored, we suffer from boredom, so we go out and drink and do drugs, or we're sad or we're not happy with ourselves, so we seek out drugs and alcohol to numb that pain. Or we're lonely, so we go out and drink, and it's a form of distraction. It's because you're in disharmony with yourself. Like your soul or your spirit is screaming, hey man, pay attention, there's something off with you. You gotta get back in balance. But instead of looking deep and slaying the demons within yourself, you go to turn to outside factors that help heal you or distract you or numb you, but in the end it just makes it worse. I know some people that sadly to say turn to drugs and alcohol to numb that pain within themselves, to distract them from the disharmony that they felt, to the point where they've done it for so many years now that's all they know. Whereas actually the drugs and alcohol is like a demon taking over them, and now daily or weekly they have to pursue drugs or alcohol, and they've forgotten all about the disharmony within themselves, and all they seek out is those drugs and alcohol. Don't let drugs and alcohol consume you or take over your life. And I'm not a judgmental person. If you want to do drugs and alcohol, all the power to you. But like I like to say, all things in moderation. Don't let anything control or consume you or take control over you. You want to be in control of your mind, body, and spirit at all times. So like I said, I'm not a judge. I too have been in states of unbalance in my life. And often when I found myself in states of disharmony or unbalance, or when I felt out of tune with myself, I would find myself spiraling out of control. It seemed like all my dreams were not coming true. That everything I tried to do or make happen in my life would just seem to fall apart. I would find myself falling into a deep state of depression and sadness. I was filled with a state of anxiety to the point where it felt like 1,000-pound elephant was on my chest and I couldn't breathe because I was in disharmony. And most humans, we all have been felt states of disharmony or felt something's missing in my life. And a lot of it's due to the fact that we are out of balance, the yin and yang. Just like there's the sun, there's the moon. And there's like a duality in our life. And sometimes we focus so much on one aspect of ourselves and not the other aspects. And so we start falling out of alignment with ourselves. And when I was in those states of anxiety and depression and sadness, I would often turn to smoking pot. It was one of my crutches. Or I would or I would drink, all because I didn't want to feel the feelings that I was feeling. Maybe at one of the times I was going through a breakup in a relationship wise, and I was so hurt and crushed emotionally. When you get your heart broke, it's not a great feeling. And that one of the things you do is for me anyway, I turn to numbing the pain through other substances. But once I learned to master my mind, body, and spirit and tap into my divineness, all that pain and stuff started to go away, because I started working on myself to a point where I started to transcend the weaker aspects of myself, or that disharmony in myself, and I started becoming in harmony. When you're in harmony with yourself, then nothing can really steer you off course. You become like unstoppable in a way. It's very powerful. It's really cool when you work on yourself to the point where life throws you all this garbage and stuff, and it just bounces off of you, because you become so strong mentally, physically, and spiritually that all the lower nature stuff of life doesn't even affect you. And that's where you want to get to a state in your beingness where negativity doesn't even bother you. It just rolls off you because you're so positive. I love that. You guys. So yeah, so I did things to distract me from my disharmony. I'm human just like you, and I'm not perfect, and I fail. I fail at times, but I try my best to become the best version of myself and live the best version of myself every day. So what made me change is one day I just chose to change. I was like, I can't live this like this anymore. I can't. Or, I didn't like how the person I was. I didn't like that feeling of disharmony or sadness, depression, anxiety, and I just chose to change. I got sick and tired of those feelings, the sadness and that depression. So I started to educate myself. I started to seek out enlightenment. I started to seek out spiritual knowledge and wisdom. Yes, guys. And once I started doing that, and I started to trust my own beliefs and my own spirituality, or go back to my spiritual ways in life. For a while, I stopped talking or praying to God. For years, actually. But once I started to, give my, trust the Lord and follow Yeshua or Jesus's teachings more, my life started to change. When I started cutting out all that negativity and the like you say, lower natures of yourself. Like stop going into your lower nature, but embrace your higher nature. So one of the things I learned through the seeking of knowledge and wisdom was the mind, body, and spirit, the three aspects of yourself. And yeah, I heard of them before, but I didn't dive deep into them and learn that, hey, all three of them have to be aligned and in sync within yourself for you to obtain higher states of consciousness and higher states of life or well-being. You have to bring all three of those aspects into harmony, just like a race car. If it's not getting enough gas, it's not going to go very far. Or if you got 100 people holding that in the car, the weight of those people will slow the car down. There's so many things that could bring disharmony into your life. But if you can learn to master the mind, your spirit, and your body, and bring them all into alignment within you, sky's the limit, my friends. Sky's the limit. So let's talk about the healthy mind. And I love this. Like in my book, so I'm a writer, I'm a published author, and in my book it's called, what is it called? I would think I'm having a brain fart because I'm on camera here. It's called Hidden Knowledge, Gained Insight. And it's on Amazon, and there's a chapter all about mastering the mind. So I love that. So when you work on self-mastery, one of the things you got to learn is to master the mind. A healthy mind is key. So someone with a healthy mind keeps his brain exercised regularly, and stress and worry are kept at bay by your choice. So if stress and worry are kept at bay, or negative thinking is kept at bay in your mind by your choice, because you control your mind. Positive thoughts, gratitude, and feelings or joy is present in your mind. There's a thirst for knowledge and learning. Do you thirst for knowledge and learning, or are you growing stagnant? Just like your brain requires sleep every night, it also requires things to ponder. Like you have to stimulate your brain from time to time. Because sometimes your brain, just like a muscle, if you don't use it, like if you don't curl that weight, your bicep doesn't grow, and just that's your brain as well. If you don't keep feeding it knowledge and insights, it just stays stagnant. It doesn't grow. You gotta grow that brain. Also, a healthy mind is to learning to filter out your thoughts. So, is what I'm thinking a negative thought or is it a positive thought? So you have to learn only. So mastering the mind, you gotta allow only like positive stimulant into your mind. So is it positive movie, positive music? Because certain music and movies are subliminally messaging you with negativity, and an unaware, an unconscious mind does not know that they're watching that horror movie, and all it is planting negativity and fear in your mind. When you become awake consciously, you learn to, hey, I don't watch anything that puts any type of negativity or fear-based thinking into my mind. I only put positivity and uplifting things into my mind. And so mastering the mind and having a healthy mind is you learning to filter out the positive or negative, whatever, if it's thoughts, movies, music, or even people. You must learn to become the master of your mind. You must learn to control your thoughts and not to allow your thoughts to control you. You must learn to control your emotions and not allow your emotions to control you. Sometimes our thoughts control us. Sometimes our emotion controls us. And if you're not conscious of it, you're almost on autopilot and you're reacting to a situation, and without being conscious of it, it might turn out badly for you. You have to learn to master your mind, emotions, and thoughts. That's what brings you a healthy mind. So sitting quietly and truly paying attention or reflecting on your mind or your thoughts helps you gain a better control and understanding. Also, when you're randomly doing something throughout the day. So when I'm going about my day, every now and then I check myself and I ask myself, what am I thinking about right now? Is it positive? Is it negative? And then also filtering out what you say and think, so even before you speak, am I speaking of, when I speak to somebody, is it out of a place of love and positivity, or is it if I speak, is it going to bring someone down, or is it negative? I choose it because I'm an awakened person and conscious. I try my best to only say positive, uplifting things. And if they're not, then I choose not to speak at all. Your words are powerful. They're magical. That's why it's called spelling. You're casting spells when you speak. So when I speak positivity and love. And I try my best to uplift all those around me. And I try not to dwell on negative people. Like, so often we get so many people in our life that are negative, or they bring us down, and they cause us sadness, depression, anxiety. Why are you allowing anything, like any person in your life that brings that kind of numbness or disharmony in your life, or throws you off your rocker, so to speak? Why are you even allowing them into your life? Think about that, my friends. I've gotten to the point where if anybody tries to bring me down or throws a wrench into my life or keeps me from becoming the best version of myself, I don't want them in my life. I only want positivity, loving people, and people who speak goodness and love to you, not try to bring you down. So master your mind. And well, that's one of the keys. And when you master your mind, you start seeing people for who they really are. And you stop like giving people second chance after second chance. If you bring me down in any way, I'm like, I still love you, but I can't have you around me. So let's talk. So I've talked enough about the mind, a healthy mind. Let's talk about a healthy body. A healthy body is free of disease and illness and is not riddled with pain. Bodily health is also made possible. So a good healthy body is made possible by a healthy diet, good nutrition, and regular exercise. I'm going to repeat that. A healthy diet, good nutrition, and regular exercise. My friends, we live in a society where we're basically being poisoned every day at the grocery store. 90% of stuff if it's pre-processed, 90% of it's horrible for you. And yes, I love a greasy cheeseburger or a box of candy here and now. But when you start working on your mind, body, and spirit, one of the things that working on having a healthy body is putting good nutrition in there. So yes, back in the day, I did not eat nutritionally good. I ate processed food, and I ate it almost every day, and you could tell the difference. And now I started changing my diet, and I'm having more energy. I feel healthier. I don't get sick as much, all because I changed my diet. So a healthy body naturally wants to move. So a healthy body naturally wants to move, and it seeks activity. Maintaining a physical health also includes yearly checkups. So if you want to maintain a healthy body, go to the doctor once a year, get a checkup. If your body feels off in a little bit, you know your body better than most people. If you feel off or something's off, go get checked up just to make sure that there isn't any illness or disease with you, or if there is, you catch it in time. It's sad. Some people wait, years and years, and then they go to the doctor in the last minute. They find something bad with them, and then they're like, "Oh, you got 6 months to live." But if you would have went 2 years, 3 years prior and caught it in time, you would have the rest of your life to live. Also, it's important about your food, guys. So one of the things I learned about your body is that so we learned about acidity and alkalinity. Our bodies are supposed to be slightly alkaline. And through some of our water coming out of our tap is not even alkaline. It's not even slightly, it's acidic. Soda, acidic. Candy, sugars, acidic. And if you consume a lot of acidic foods, over time your blood becomes acidic. And in an acidic environment, cancer cells or tumors grow or illness grow. But if your body's slightly alkaline, then so acidic is negatively charged and alkaline is positively charged. In a slightly positive charged environment, nothing negative can grow. And guys, I'm not a doctor, so take everything I say with a grain of salt and consult a doctor first, okay? But from my research, that's why a lot of us are getting so sick nowadays. It's because we have been consuming so much acidic foods that over time, when we become acidic, that's where all the illness comes from. But when we change our diet and slightly make our body alkaline and eat more nutritious foods, then that doesn't affect us. So you are what you eat. It's a true saying. So a healthy body also depends on healthy thinking. Yes, that's correct. Healthy thinking. Dis-ease. Let me repeat that. Dis-ease can also be a state where you're in a bad state of thinking and feeling. Hence why you're feeling dis-ease. You're feeling dis-ease within yourself because of your thinking and feeling. And that can manifest your negative thinking or your negative emotions can manifest itself as some type of disease or dis-ease in your body. So maintaining a positive thinking is crucial, and positive feeling is crucial. So a healthy body and a healthy mind is one of the keys to longevity. If you want to live a health, often people see me, and I'm in my 30s, but people see me and they're like, "Man, you look in your like 20s." I would never guess that you're in your 30s. It's all because one of the things I try to eat healthier, but also my thinking and feeling. Because when you stress yourself out, you age yourself. When you have constant anxiety, depression, sadness, you start aging yourself. You start getting those gray hairs. But if you control your mind, body, and spirit, and fill yourself with positivity, then you don't age that well. It's almost like acidic and alkalinity. I'm more alkalinity. I'm more positively charged, so I look and feel a lot younger than I am. And when you let that negativity come creeping in, it does all sorts of stuff, damage to your mind, body. It does spiritual damage as well. So you got to learn to find balance between the mind, body, and spirit. So one of the things to do is do physical activities. If you want a good body, you got to do physical activities such as going to the gym, running, walking, running. I might have repeated myself. Walking and running is basically the same thing. But physical activities, guys. And you don't have to do it much. Maybe 2 or 3 times a week. I go to the gym. I'm always physically doing something. But I try to go to the gym 2 to 3 times a week just to get that good workout and to make sure that my body is just as good as my mind and my spirit. And it's okay if you miss a week. Don't beat yourself up. Sometimes we feel like, hey, I'm going to just skip the gym for a week. It's okay. But also, sitting on the couch and watching TV or playing video games day after day does not help with a healthy body. Well, I won't talk about other people. I'll talk about myself. When I was a teenager, a lot of times I would spend days playing video games, or I would spend days binge watching TV. And what did I accomplish in my life? Nothing. I wasted away not achieving my goals or dreams because I got lost into those video games and movies, not accomplishing nothing. So so it's okay to binge watch TV and play video games, but in moderation. Don't get lost. Use your energy and time to work on your mind, body, and spirit, and make yourself and create a better, loving, happier lifestyle or life for yourself. But in the end, it's up to you. You could choose. You choose what you want. If binge watching TV and playing video games on a daily basis and staying locked into your house is what makes you happy, then all the power to you. If you choose to, it's all a state of, you choose your life, basically. And I'm not here to tell you what to do or not to do. It's up to you. But pursue what makes you happy. Then if it makes drinking alcohol, doing drugs daily makes you happy, then good for you. I'm just giving you a different perspective on your life. And sometimes we don't know how to, we've been stuck at, let's look at a video game. Some of us, or some humans, been stuck at level 20, let's say this fictional video game, for so long that's how they think what happiness, joy, and how their life should be. And they're not even aware that there's additional 20 levels in life. But in order to tap into those additional levels, you have to master your mind, body, and spirit. And then and key is mastering the mind. And then you break free from that level 20 that you've been at for years upon years, and you hit to level 21, and then you start to see, hey, wait, this level 21 is way better than the level that I've been stuck on. And then slowly you start reaching a level 22 and 23, 24, and 25 until you reach the higher levels, and you're like, wow, I was so blinded before that I thought my life was okay then or good then. Now my life is on like Mount Everest status. It's all about perspective, my friends. And I was that guy. I was stuck at level 20 for years and years. I was stuck in a rut until I started learning about wisdom, knowledge, and self-mastery, and learning to master my mind, body, and spirit. So that's one of the best things you guys could do. It's I like to say, for a healthy body, I'm getting tongue-tied here. If you don't use it, you lose it. This goes for muscles, basically. If you work out your muscles, they stay strong. If you work out your body, it stays fit. But if you don't work out your body or muscles, over time they become weak and atrophy. I'm sorry if I pronounced that word wrong. I'm not the greatest speaker, I should say. And lastly is one of my favorite things. No, kick my script here. Lastly is this. So I talked about the mind, I talked about the body, but my favorite thing is spirit. And so being spiritual is being centered and having an understanding that you are more of something much bigger than yourself. Yes, you are more great. You're part of a greater aspect out there. Like microcosm, macrocosm. As within, as without. As above, so below. You are divine. And like the same stars up in the sky, you're made of those. You're connected to that. And that's the coolest thing. And so many people are aware of the mind and body, but they have literally forgot all about spirit or connecting to source energy or God. And that is one of the main things that we are, as a society, are being plagued with the invention of modern science and everything, and technology and movies and stuff, we are being purposely led or distracted from God. And that is why most of us are in a state of disharmony, because we have not gone to church or prayed or meditated or tried to even seek out source energy or God for years. And that is one of the biggest things for me, even in my path of searching for enlightenment, was, man, I was so unplugged spiritually that a lot of the disharmony that I felt, or the untunement within myself, was because I wasn't tapping into spirit. I wasn't working on that muscle within myself, and my spiritual muscle was atrophying, almost dead, non-existent. And when I was a kid, I had it, but then as I became a teenager and a young adult, I started walking farther and farther away from God. And it wasn't until I chose to walk with God and know that I'm a part of God and God's part of me, and learn to seek out that enlightenment and learn to seek out God, that's when my life started to change. That's when magical, amazing things started happening, is because I sought to tap into my own spirit within me. That spirit that God gave me. Oh, that's some powerful words, my friends. And that was a lot of it. Everybody works on their mind and body, but a lot of us, forget about spirit. So tap into your spirit. Tap into that divineness that you are. Facilitating a healthy spirit includes being part of a community, like a like-minded community that you share yourself with others, and to give without expecting. To give without expecting, guys. That's a very hard one for most people to do in this society. To give without expecting anything tangible in return. A healthy spirit requires love. Let me repeat that. A healthy spirit requires love. And that's hard, when you start seeking out enlightenment and the path of awakening, one of the key things is to be in a loving state of beingness at all times. No matter that person who might have rear-ended you or flipped you off or said mean things to you or caused some type of negativity in your life, you have to learn to react out of love. Because at the end, when you become to awaken, you realize that person's a part of you, and that we're all one in a way. It's very hard to walk this path. So that's why also like a lot of people don't work on their mind, body, and spirit because they think it's too much hard work. They rather just stay lost in the numbness of whatever they created for themselves. Because to walk a path of enlightenment is very difficult. Believe me. It's hard to turn that cheek sometimes. It's hard to love somebody when they're being malicious and malice towards you. But the key is love. Tapping into your spirit, that divineness within you, the key to opening it is love. So a healthy spirit is when you find time to pray to God, or learning to tap into the divine that is you. Yes, you're divine. I'm going to repeat that over and over because we have forgotten how divine and awesome we are. Learning to stay strong in your faith and belief. So I had a strong faith and belief when I was young, and when I hit my teenage years and my early 20s or my young adulthood, I started getting distracted by life. I got distracted by drugs and alcohol and materialism, and I started forgetting about my faith and belief. You have to learn to re-tap in and re-strengthen your faith and belief, and know, like I said, and know that God is with you. Whew. And then when you start tapping your faith and belief, it's like no obstacle get in your way. That hey, I got the most powerfulest being that in all of creation on my side, and that is God, and that I walk with God and God walks with me. So any obstacle that's thrown my way and that I can't handle, you know what? I can handle it because the Holy Spirit or God is with me. So keep strong in your health, or stay strong in your belief and I'm getting tongue-tied. Stay strong in your belief and faith. A healthy spirit is knowing that you're not just flesh and blood, but you're so much more special than that. You guys, if you're watching this and you made it to this point of this video, know that you are special. That you're made of the same magical energy that everything around you is made of. It's knowing that you're immortal. And even though the body may die, your spirit will not die. That your spirit within you lives on forever. Yes, so you're immortal. You're untouchable in a way. And that's that spark of life that's in you, the spirit, that's what animates your body. It's a gift from God. And that's amazing to know. So to sum all this up, if you're feeling in a state of disharmony in your life, it is possibly caused by you being out of balance within yourself. Like somewhere in your life is out of balance. That's why you're feeling disharmony. You feel intuitively, something's off. Then you get lost on that rabbit hole of sadness, depression, anxiety, because something within you is off. And so just to change that is to change your thinking and to embrace the mind, body, and spirit aspect of yourself and learn to heal that. You must find balance. Yes, you must find balance. You must learn to heal all aspects of yourself. That's one of the hardest ones, because a lot of people don't want to look within. They don't want to look within their mind. They don't want to look within their body or spirit and look deep within and see, hey, what's going on with me? What emotions or feelings that I'm feeling about certain memories or traumas that are causing me to spiral out of control? Because some people don't want to look within that darkness within themselves, or the unhealed aspects of themselves. They don't want to look at it. It's too painful. So they choose to numb it with alcohol or drugs or some other activity. But you got to learn to heal. You got to learn to look at that darkness within you, or those unhealed emotions or trauma, and like root them out of you and replace them with positivity and love. So you must learn to heal all aspects of yourself. And so the reason I want to talk about all this is this, and this is very important. Let me repeat that this is very important. By making all three one, a person can tap into your own divineness. Maybe even reach states of enlightenment. So that we have three aspects of ourselves, guys: mind, body, and spirit. By making them the three one, you can tap into the divineness that is you. That's one of the secrets I'm going to teach you guys. And you must open that door on your own. I don't hold all the answers. Sometimes I get things wrong. I'm still learning and seeking out knowledge, and I'm still seeking out the path of enlightenment myself. I'm just doing my best to help you with whatever I've learned in my life or experiences. I'm trying to share with you so that maybe that it may help you on your path. But we all have different paths, and how we get to certain situations or destinations is different than others. So I hope this video was helpful. So I'll leave you with this: balance your mind, body, and spirit. With that, guys, God bless you, and amen. And if you like this video, like and subscribe and share. I'm being there's how do you say it? There's I can't even say it because they'll try to. There's obstacles that are keeping my content from being shared. Let's just leave it at that. And also, if you're interested in following me, I have an Instagram that is